Hi, this is Rabbi Young. Thank you for tuning in to the weekly video message. This week's Torah portion, Kitisa, has one of the superheroes of the Bible featured prominently in chapter 31 of Exodus, and that is, of course, the famous Betzalel ben Uri ben Hur. Now, perhaps you just said, who? And that's because Betzalel is in the art world relatively well known, but outside of people who study Jewish art, that name might not always be familiar. But he's still a superhero because it says in Exodus 31 verse 2, "Va'amale oto ruach Elohim." I have filled him with the Spirit of God. And whenever we hear that phrase, the Spirit of God, whether someone is filled by it, touched by it, grasped by it, it means they're going to do something super. And in the case of Betzalel, he has the ability to do craft work. He can work with gold, silver, copper, stone, wood, any kind of craft. And with him is assigned Oholiab, who has the ability to organize and rally the skilled workers to do all of the skills that Betzalel will design. So Betzalel is the artist, and Oholiab and all the craftsmen are the artisans, and together they are able to create the tent of meeting, in which will be the Ark of the Covenant as they march through the desert. The idea that creating art can be a superpower might be a little hyperbolic, but I also think it absolutely is a superpower to be creative. In the comic books, we have Green Lantern. Green Lantern's power is limited only by his own imagination and by the power that's given to him by the ring. His ring takes the shape of green energy of whatever he wants. He can make his own costume. He can make whatever weapons he wants. In fact, in one episode of Green Lantern comics, there was a field of poisonous plant life that was threatening a city, and Green Lantern created a lawnmower to get rid of all of the little plants, as one does. Betzalel has that same kind of power. He is limited only by his own imagination. And when we acknowledge that making art, making things creative is a form of superpower, we connect the artists in our lives directly to God. Of course, we might not think of art as a superpower, but creation itself was done by God. It was the first thing that we ever read about in the Torah. God starts by creating. Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created. So of course, artists would be those who are imbued with that Ruach Elohim, that bit of godly power that helps them put on the page or in a sculpture or even on a computer screen their creative vision that we can use to enjoy, to beautify, and to make the world a little brighter thanks to their own creative efforts. So if there's an artist in your life, remind them that they are super. If you are someone who creates things, makes some sort of craft, then I'm reminding you, you are super. And hopefully we can use all of our skills together to make the world a little better this week and every week. Take care. I'll see you soon.